Hey, what's up? It's Joe. Welcome to my 5 Minute Friday for September 27th. So, just hanging out in Perth, Australia for the Data Eng Bytes conference here. That's going to be happening in just a bit. So, Data Eng Bytes is a data engineering conference that is held in Australia and now New Zealand. And it's awesome. It's a independent, kind of vendor agnostic event. So, it's really fun. It's my third year on the tour. Hope to come back as long as it's a thing. I like Australia a lot. I feel like it's one of these areas that's kind of underappreciated and probably slept on to a large degree by the rest of the world. But there's a lot of really talented, smart tech and data people here. There's a lot going on, and I feel like if you're a vendor or maybe a techie looking to try something different, come check out Australia. It's awesome. So anyway, things in my mind this week. Uh, what's interesting is when you get to places like Europe and Australia. So I've been on the road, geez, a while now. So I was in London last week and Australia this week. And Australia for the next week and New Zealand as well. But what's interesting about all that is there's not a lot of flashy tech companies in these parts, right? I'm in Perth right now. The majority of the companies here are mining, i.e., companies that extract ores or whatever minerals from the earth, and it's I think one of the wealthiest areas of Australia, and it's for good reason, right? They do mining, right? That's not really a tech thing, but it's certainly enabled by tech. There's a lot of robotics and real-time streaming applications out here and IoT and everything else because mining is pretty dangerous, and if you can automate that, you should definitely do it. But it's interesting because there's you get to a place like Sydney, and a lot of it's pretty traditional businesses. Maybe it's banking, maybe it's finance, telco, and so forth. Retail as well. I was talking to somebody at Woolworths, a big retailer in this area, and same in London, right? Talked to a lot of people there who work at, I would say, more traditional companies. Not too many people who work at quote big tech companies. And I guess the whole point of this is most companies are boring. Most people are doing quote boring work, but it gets the job done. It makes money. I think by most accounts, people feel like they seem to have very fulfilling careers. They're excited about. They're eager to learn new things, and so I think that's pretty cool. But as far as I've seen, both in my experience over the decades and just traveling a ton and meeting people and working with them, is that most people don't work at the fast-paced tech companies and have the fancy data stacks. Most people are working with I would say pretty traditional data and tech systems. In a lot of cases, especially if you go to Australia and Europe, on premises, right? They're not even in the cloud. So it's always a good reality check, and I think it's a good reality check if you're listening to this. If you think like every company is doing stuff that you'd read about on Netflix's blog or Uber's blog or Google or whoever, you got to understand those big tech companies are working on problems that are very unique to their company, and they have to design systems and scale systems to meet the needs for their companies, right? But that's not every company. That's the vast majority of companies are not anywhere near needing anything that your Netflixes or the Amazons or any companies like that, and that's perfectly fine, right? I think at the end of the day, if we're solving problems, for the business and doing it in a way that is sustainable and doesn't incur a lot of tech debt over time, and people are happy working at these places, and I think I'd consider that a win, right? So if you find yourself working in a career where you feel, or maybe a place where you feel like the tech stack isn't exactly the most exciting, I would say just reflect on what you're really accomplishing, right? Are you moving the needle for the business? Are you helping the stakeholders and the business achieve its goals? If you are, then job well done. Congratulations, you've done your job. And so I think it's as practitioners, we want to try and focus on the fanciest new stuff, but oftentimes the boring stuff is what's most effective and gets the job done. So anyway, boring is good. That's the rant for today. Geez, I kept that 5 minutes too. It's awesome. Yeah. Anyway, I'll be in Melbourne over the weekend and doing the Data Eng Bytes stop there, then off to Auckland, New Zealand, and then that's all next week. And then the following week, I'll be at DBT's Coalesce conference on what is that? October 9th. I'm speaking about 4:15. So if you happen to be in Vegas, come say hi. Come check out my talk. I've been unveiling the new mixed model arts talk on this tour, and it seems to be going over very well. So hopefully, if you get a chance to hear it, awesome. So anyway, hope you have a great weekend, and we'll catch up with you next week. Bye.